vehicles available, nobody sells more used cars in Kentucky than Swope. And our high volume means savings for you.
At Bob Swope Ford, each used vehicle has a warranty, a clearly marked no-hassle price, and now a complimentary 2-year maintenance plan.
Visit Bob Swope Ford and see why nobody sells more used cars in Kentucky than Swope.
Swope, the only name you need for everything automotive.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome back to Cleveland, where this time of year weather could very much be a factor. 27 degrees, a wind chill at 14. But take a look at the flag. Right now around 15 miles per hour, but gusting, we're told, up to 30 to 35 miles per hour. Cleveland has won the toss, deferred to get the ball until the second half. And yet another chance to become the all-time leader in return touchdowns for Devin Hester. He is tied 19 with Deion Sanders.
Well, and special teams were huge last week in the league in terms of all the weather. Right now, the turf looks good. Shouldn't be a factor, but Devin Hester, always a factor when he can get his hands on the ball.
A huge game for the Chicago Bears. An identical record atop the NFC North with the Lions season series against the Bears, thus own the tiebreaker. Billy Cundiff into the end zone, and 9 yards in it. Hester out across the 25, and a good return up to the 30-yard line. Jay Cutler starts for the first time since injuring his left ankle on November the 10th in one of those losses to Detroit. You take a look at some of the numbers, and Brian, as you pointed out, both quarterbacks with 13 touchdowns, but McCown only 1 interception.
And that's the key today. Jay Cutler cannot force the ball down the field, let the game come to him. He knows that, but he's still Jay Cutler, and he's got that eye-popping arm ability.
Forte in the backfield. He's had back-to-back 100-yard rushing games. They turn around and hand it off to him. And a good gain on first down. That'll be up to the 44-yard line. A 12-yard pickup on first down for Matt Forte. And of course, this Chicago offense has plenty of weapons for Jay Cutler.
It can begin with Matt Forte, but look at the skill positions with tight end Martellus Bennett, Alshon Jeffrey, and Brandon Marshall. The monsters of the Midway may be the best receiving tandem in the National Football League.
Well, right now, that duo is the leading duo among all teams in the National Football League in both receptions and receiving yards. Once more, they'll hand it off to Forte. Now, this Cleveland defense ranked 7th overall in the NFL, 4th against the run, 8th against the pass.
Well, on the inside of Taba Rubin and DeQuell Jackson, they've got to handle the inside running game of Matt Forte and Joe Hayden and T.J. Ward. They're going to draw the task of handling these monsters of the Midway and the tight end Martellus Bennett.
Joe Hayden considered among the very best cornerbacks in all of the NFL.
Tuesday.
On a second down and 6 from the 48. Cutler, his first throw, a safe one. Spinning out of a tackle is Forte, then swarmed by the Browns defensively. That'll be a gain of 2, and it brings up the first. Big third down for Chicago.
Well, this is just a simple flare pass. He looked down the field. He wanted to find his big receivers, not there. Immediately comes off to Forte. This is uncharacteristic of the Cleveland Browns. Screen trying to bring him down with just that shoulder bump. That's not going to happen with Matt Forte. This Brown team's been very good with open field tackles. They're going to have to do better than that.
They've got a favorable spot to the 48-yard line, so it's third down and 2. And Forte, the lone back behind Cutler, who's out of the shotgun. Don't throw it. Penalty flag. This may be delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. Number 6. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
The Browns do a lot with their defense. And obviously there's a lot of line calls to be made, but right now that's a tough one. This is not real loud stadium right now. It's a little bit muffled because they're dressed so warm. But boy, that hurts an offense now when without the noise being a factor, you get a delay game penalty.
So 3rd down and 2 becomes 3rd down and 7. Cutler drops it off across the middle, and the catch is made by Martellus Bennett, the big tight end. A first down to the Browns' 30-yard line.
Jay Cutler, let's remember now, Jay Cutler's been out of the offense for about a month. They have gotten steadily better. We had them early on, Tom. You saw the talent when you've got Bennett at tight end, Jeffrey and Marshall outside with Forte out of the backfield, an offensive line that's got 2 rookies that are no longer rookies. This offense is playing very, very well, and Jay Cutler comes back into a very talented group that's playing very, very well.
Throw it on first down across the middle, and the catch is made by Brandon Marshall. And that is the first down to the Cleveland 13-yard line. Right on the button, those last throws for Cutler.
They're just bunched up right there, and now they split. Martellus Bennett down the seam. That opens up the inside route for Brandon Marshall. Jay Cutler looks awful comfortable right now. Sat very comfortably in the pocket. Didn't have to move around much. If they don't get more pressure on Jay Cutler, he's going to cut him up.
Well, that has been a big story with this Cleveland defense. They went from the 4-3 to the 3-4. As you see, the very impressive numbers once again this year for Brandon Marshall. But up until last week against New England, not getting a lot of sacks out of the guys at 3-4 is designed to get sacks from. And a dangerous throw, and it's intercepted in the end zone to Sean Gibson. Out across the 20, and still on his feet to the 27. The turnover by Cutler in the end zone. It was tipped by T.J. Moore and returned 35 yards. Throwing into traffic. A big turnover on the first drive for Chicago.
You know things will always change, so you need an airline that can change a ticket without charging a fee. An airline that does more and asks less. Where you need to be is just as important to us as it is to you. Hassle-free ticket changes, just one of the many little things we can do to roll with you. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
And what would this pretty little girl like for Christmas?
I'm thinking the Ford Fusion.
Oh, the what?
A new car that's stylish and fashionable, especially in my line of work.
Now, do you have a little lemonade stand?
Guys, I'm in fashion. But I also need amazing tech, too, like Active Park Assist. It practically parks itself.
And what color would you like?
I'll have my assistant send you over some swatches.
Oh.
Get a Fusion with 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 Ford Credit Holiday Bonus Cash during the Ford Dream Big sales event.
I'm burning up the track, chasing fame, and it's a second ahead. I'm on fire, and victory is in my hands.
Grab hold of our spiciest new tastes and pull to win millions of prizes with a chance to win one of thousands of Xbox One entertainment systems.
I came in a customer, but I leave a legend.
There's something for everyone to win at McDonald's.
We make the most popular mall Santa in Pittsburgh. We make thousands of things that are more than just things. NFLshop.com.
American Idol returns Wednesday, January 15th on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Cleveland defensively has been so good in so many areas except down in the red zone. And that is their first red zone takeaway in nearly 2 months. Now the Browns offensively, they're without their regular starting running back Willis McGahee today. Campbell a pump fake on first down and incomplete under heavy pressure. Took a big hit from Jeremiah Ratliff on first down.
Well, let's go back and look at what happened here. And I know there's a whole bunch of folks in Chicago throwing stuff at their TV. This is not a bad throw. You got the matchup you want with TJ Ward. Needed to lead a little bit. The ball did get deflected. But when you have these big receivers, you're going to put it up on the rim. You're going to rely on them to bring it down. Unfortunate set of circumstances for Jay Cutler, but this is exactly what we talked about, that you can't have the turnovers.
And it off on first down, and that's close to a first down for Edwin Baker. First time he has touched the ball in the NFL. Just signed off the Houston Texans practice squad earlier this week. Originally, Baker was a 7th-round draft choice back when Norv Turner was the head coach in San Diego.
Yeah, Joe Thomas and Alex Mack set the pace for the offensive line. And we talked about big receivers. They got a couple here in Cleveland with Josh Gordon and Jordan Cameron.
Cameron and Josh Gordon both eclipsing 100 receiving yards in that devastating loss last week. Controversial loss last weekend in New England. Play clock down to 1, and they just do get it off. Quick throw into the hands of Little, and he's across midfield. Inside the 40, down to the 20, and tackled at the 18-yard line is Greg Little.
Down here at the bottom of the screen, we see it every week, these one-step quick screens, and then it's an absolute jailbreak with the offensive line of the Cleveland Browns out in front. Look at those big guys down in front of Little. Huge game with just a simple one-step screen to Little on the outside. Those are the kind of passes the quarterbacks love to have. Low risk, high reward.
Leading receivers in each of the last 2 years, but now Gordon, of course, along with Cameron, a big part of the offense. Cutting it back to the inside is Baker. It's spun down maybe after a 1-yard gain. This has been a porous Chicago defense, especially against the run. They rank dead last in the NFL.
Well, they've inserted Jeremiah Ratliff into the front along with Stephen Paya to see if they can stop that. And Major Wright and Chris Conte, the safeties, are going to have to be a big part of building the box we keep talking about to stop the run.
Second down and 9. Fozzie Whitaker has checked into the backfield for the Browns. And he'll get the ball. Looking for room, and not much there. Of course, it's been a trying year for the defensive coordinator of the Bears in his first season. Mel Tucker, born and raised right here in Cleveland, Ohio. Went to Cleveland Heights High School. His mom and dad are at the game today. His brother, they all live here in town. But look at all the injuries for this defense. Some big-time names on that list.
And this was a 10-6 football team that its strength was defense. It's a lot for Mel Tucker to come in. You can't look at those names and just say, well, they still ought to be good defensively. That's a lot of talent not on the field.
Third down and 8. They need to get just inside the 10 to convert. Blitz coming. They pick it up. Campbell delivered it right on the button, and the ball was dropped by Devon Best. That looked like a catch it should have been made for Best. That's his 9th drop of the year.
Well, they just kind of swabbed it up. You're going to see Best right here. Starts out, nods it. And the inside one. The end got to hold on to it. Safe low ball. Couldn't have kept it up any higher, or there was a chance Conte would have stepped underneath it. Good throw by Jason Campbell.
So now a 35-yard field goal try. 7:30 to play here in the opening quarter from Billy Cundiff. 18 out of 23 on the season. Christian Young snaps it. Spencer Lanning holds it, and right down the middle of Cundiff. So they take advantage of the interception in the end zone, and it leads to a 3-0 Cleveland lead here in the opening quarter.
Super Bowl 48 is coming, and Bud Light is throwing you quite a show.
We'll run the spread, I'll throw the ball, we'll bring our blitz, I'll change the call, and we will be
that kind of show. This kind of show. Use your Fan Zone app for your chance to unlock ultimate VIP to the Bud, where you'll party with top artists and see Super Bowl 48. Download the Fan Zone app today. Bud Light, here we go.
Kate? Will you marry me?
Yes.
Attention. Here you went to Jared.
Create your own one-of-a-kind ring at Jared this Friday through Sunday and receive Set in Diamonds rewards. Up to $1,000 toward a beautiful diamond setting when you buy your diamond at Jared. Choose from thousands.
Please return your fiancée to her original upright position.
Get up to $1,000 reward at Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
And what would this pretty little girl like for Christmas?
I'm thinking the Ford Fusion.
Oh. What?
I need a car, especially in my line of work.
Now, do you have a little lemonade stand?
Guys, I'm in fashion. But I also need amazing tech, too, like active park assist. It practically parks itself.
And what color would you like?
I'll have my assistant send you over some swatches.
Oh.
Get a Fusion with 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 Ford Credit Holiday Bonus Cash during the Ford Dream Big Sales event.
Number 13, Oklahoma State looks to light up the scoreboard. But number 8, Missouri will fight fire with fire.
Wow, look at this!
The AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic, January 3rd on Fox.
Game sponsored by Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
3-0 on. Cleveland taking advantage of the interception, and Cutler trying to stay warm. It is a frigid Sunday afternoon. Snowed most of Friday night, all day yesterday, nearly the entire night, and snowing even early this morning.
They've done a nice job at the field, though. It's pretty firm, and if we don't get much precipitation the rest of the way, this should hold up well.
And my, oh my, the difference between being right here, literally on the lakefront of Lake Erie, as opposed to maybe 10, 12 blocks back in downtown. Staggering the difference with that wind and wind chill, and there you go. Ball blows right off the tee.
And having come here for years when I was with the Ravens, the wind here, as you can imagine, coming off Lake Erie, it is a factor, you know, in terms of the way, and it's just, it changes constantly. If we're just consistent one way or the other, okay, you deal with it, but it's constantly changing, swirling.
I've always wondered, Brian, does it make a difference if it's blowing? And obviously with the height of the seats on each side, as that ball is launched by Cutler out of the end zone. I want to ask you about, though, when it's blowing in a quarterback's face. Forte and the Bears back on offense, trailing 3-0.
This is nice.
I know. Great gas mileage, and it's fun to drive.
But you know that beats great gas mileage or being fun to drive.
Yeah, it'd be like somebody being loud or clear.
We need to slap the slippery fish right in the gill hole. Happy time feedback, frog face, submit landing.
That's weird. I like and better.
Yeah.
And is better. The 2014 Edge. Only Ford gives you EcoBoost fuel economy and a whole lot more. Go further.
We have 4 hours to find your dad a gift, and he's got to have the best, so we need to stay focused. James, you're my rock. Can you keep it together? Sally, look at me. I need you to step it up, okay? We don't want the petting zoo all over again.
I can't make any promises.
Wow. I never doubted you guys for a second.
AT&T makes you the hero this holiday season with iPhone 5S for $0 down with AT&T Next.
Upon official mortgage review, Quicken Loans can save them over $200 per month.
Challenge us to save you money with the official mortgage review from Quicken Loans.
Hey, am I interrupting anything? If I said yes, would that have any impact on you at all?
Not really. Sorry I'm late. Got held up by a serial killer. They did a TV movie about you, right? Yeah. It was good.
I have this brilliant idea of a sequel.
Guilty. We're entering a plea of guilty. I'm 6 months behind in my alimony payment, and the IRS is so far up my... It's just a matter of time before I go to jail. With a face like this, my dad's heart's gonna be awfully full.
Rake premieres Thursday, January 23rd on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Ford. Only Ford gives you EcoBoost fuel economy and a whole lot more.
Bears get the football for the second time. Boy, how impressive were they on Monday night offensively against the Dallas Cowboys, a game where the Bears did not punt. 45 points, nearly 500 yards of offense. Josh McCown accounting for 5 touchdowns. Forte dropped behind the line of scrimmage by the Browns' leading tackler, Jackson.
Well, Tom, only one show makes dreams come true and discovers superstars. American Idol returns this January with Jennifer Lopez, Keith Urban, and Henry Connick Jr. American Idol. The search for a superstar begins this January on Fox.
And you will be dialed in.
They ought to have an American Idol for promo readers. Right? Be great competition.
You would have been traveling around America
all over the world.
like Miss America to some extent. I mean, the ratings that would be generated. Second down and 10. Forte once more, and once more he is leveled behind the line of scrimmage. The man who made the interception to Sean Gibson coming up to take him down.
Well, Jay Cutler's been out a month, and maybe he didn't check the weather report. The man's got no socks. It's cold out here. I don't know if that's his normal routine or not, or he's just trying to show how tough he is, but I don't know how to put some socks on.
Third down and 11. Good protection. Cutler now has to throw, and it drops into the arms for a first down up to the 40-yard line once more by Martellus Bennett.
This is a drop coverage in a tough situation for Cleveland. Poyer finally shows up, but Martellus Bennett just sat in the middle of the field. Jay Cutler down in the pocket. That's always the question. Point and the ankle. He looks strong there in getting the ball across his body to Martellus Bennett.
Bennett, with the 2 catches already today, has tied his career high for receptions in a season at 55 as a Giant, and now 55 in his first year with Chicago. In the hands of Alshon Jeffrey, first time he's touched it today, and that did not fool Craig Robertson. Inside linebacker in his second year out of North Texas, read it beautifully for Cleveland.
Well, Ray Horton, the defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns, knows that Alshon Jeffrey on the reverse has been very productive for the Chicago Bears, particularly when you hit away with Matt Forte a couple times. They look for that reverse. They played it very well there.
Well, Jeffrey with over 100 rushing yards this season on just 15 carries. Second down and 13. Cutler threads a needle up to the 47-yard line, and once more that's Brandon Marshall. And certainly back when Cutler was healthy, going back even before he had the ankle injury, when he had the groin injury, you may remember, against Washington, Marshall is his main guy. You almost got the feeling that Jeffrey had become the favorite target for Josh McCown.
And I think the more Jay Cutler is around Alshon Jeffrey and Martellus Bennett, that he'll continue to go to those guys and learn and get that nuance that he already has with Brandon Marshall, given the time they had together going all the way back to Denver.
Third down, good protection again, and there's Jeffrey, and that converts on third down to the 45.
Well, these are the kind of throws that we're used to seeing with Jay Cutler. Know the Chicago Bears have such faith in him, because this thing, when it needs to come out, very few players can put this speed and accuracy on the ball as can Jay Cutler. Tell you what, talked about Ray Horton having this team ready for reverses and the like. He's got to start doing something besides a 4-man rush to get some pressure on Cutler, because right now there has been none.
Forte looking for running room. Jackson there to wrap him up, but not before Forte picks up nearly 5 on first down. Cutler in 64 games with Chicago since coming over in the trade from Denver is in the franchise's top 2 in almost every major passing category. First in completions, attempts, passing yards per game, second only to Sid Luckman in total passing yards and passing touchdown. 8th play of this drive, second drive of the afternoon for Chicago. And no running room there for Michael Bush. Billy Wynn, who's filling in for the injured, or the ailing Desmond Bryant. Bryant 2 weeks ago, they noted an irregular heart rate, and he will be lost for the season. That's a big hit for the Browns defense.
But this Browns defense is the strength of this team right now, particularly against the run. They're 4th in the NFL against the run, and right now Matt Forte, he's hit a couple, but it's tough going for the running game of the Chicago Bears right now.
Well, third, Forte is not in the game. They have Michael Bush in the backfield, showing blitz, and here it comes. Cutler steps up, throws across. Catch is made by Brandon Marshall, and another first down to the 25-yard line. Another area we've talked in the past. Cutler may not be the fastest guy around, but pretty nifty with the footwork.
And they keep dropping coverage. You're going to see this bunched up group over here. They bring outside nickel pressure. They don't get home, and they drop coverage down the field. That allows them another big third down conversion. Cutler moving in the pocket, stepping it away from pressure. That's twice on 3rd and long. They've dropped coverage to allow a conversion.
On 3rd down, there is very little doubt who Chicago's main man is, and that's a man who just caught it, Brandon Marshall. Forte spun down after a gain of 8. Marshall on 3rd downs this season, 22 receptions. The chain.
Well, the Bears are obviously right now has not been able to stop Chicago, and it's to the conversions on 3rd down.
2nd down and at the Cleveland team. Bush for a first down. I'm not quite sure there's any other defense in the league that has some of the disparity that you see in this Cleveland defense. 7th overall, 4th against a run, 8th against a pass. But on 3rd down, in the bottom 6 in the league, in the red zone, 2nd to last in the league. Go figure. That'll be the end of the opening quarter. Jay Cutler back to the starting lineup. Threw the pass in the end zone that was intercepted. Browns turned it into a field goal. Cutler has him knocking on the door once again.
We never picked.
And so you can see, like right here, I can just, check my policy here, add a car, speak to customer service, check on a claim, all with the tap of my Geico app.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, I would disagree with you, but that would make me a liar.
No, dude, you're on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I pretty much walked into that one.
Got anywhere, anytime. Just a tap away on the Geico.
American Idol premieres Wednesday, January 15th on Fox.
You're watching NFL on Fox.
Last play of the game, folks. Manning throws. Touchdown.
Hey, Peyton, what you did?
Tossing the dough. Just like you said.
For just $11. New Chipotle chicken and bacon pizza. That's right, only $11 for a large. Plus, try our new mega chocolate chip cookie, just $5.
Nice and smooth. Peyton? And what would this pretty little girl like for Christmas?
I'm thinking the Ford Fusion.
Oh. The what?
I need a car that's stylish and fashionable, especially in my line of work.
Now, do you have a little lemonade stand?
Guys, I'm in fashion. But I also need amazing tech, too, like Active Park Assist. It practically parks itself.
And what color would you like?
I'll have my assistant send you over some swatches.
Oh.
Now get a Fusion with 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash. Or lease for only $199 a month.
This December, remember, you can unwrap craftsmanship, inspiring capability, and some of the best offers of the year on our most versatile luxury utility vehicles at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Lease the 2014 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See you, Lexus dealer.
Well, as As the players change ends of the field, so too this group right here. They've been hanging around all day.
Those are well-trained pitchers. Teams move, they move.
3-0 Cleveland. Bears have the ball to the Browns' 11-yard line on first down. Forte for 2.
Well, obviously the key here, you look at lots of offensive productivity for the Chicago Bears, but the one turnover, that's been the big difference. We talked about coming in. That's the one thing that Jay Cutler needs to stay away from. If they don't turn the ball over, that's been their MO for success under Josh McCown, is not turning the ball over.
13 played his drive. They began from their own 20. They pitch it to Forte, looking to cut it back, and this swarming Cleveland defense stops him right at the line of scrimmage. So it brings up a 3rd down and almost 10. Nickwell Jackson, their leading tackler, seems to always be around the football.
And what you typically see the Bears do here with this big receiving core, go ahead and take Alshon Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall, Martellus Bennett, put them into the back of the end zone, see if you want to make them shots, and then bring an Earl Bennett or someone else underneath, read touchdown to check down.
Need to get to the 1-yard line to convert here on 3rd down from the 10. Jeffrey down 5. And Mark Trestman, the field goal led by Robbie Gould. 2 very good. First one ending in the interception in the back of the end zone. And now on 3rd down and almost 10. 4th and 4 to try and tie the game.
Both teams executing very well offensively. We've only had the 1 penalty so far in that first quarter. Very smooth running game for both teams.
23-yard try for the reliable Gould, among the game's very best, and that one is good. Just underway here in the 2nd quarter. A 3-3 game.
Chevy year-end events, great time to buy an all-new Silverado.
This interior is incredible.
Man, that nav is perfect for my long trips up north this time of year.
Oh, how far up north?
Akron.
Akron's nice.
Chevy's giving more. This holiday season, Chevy's giving more during the calendar year-end event. Trade up to the all-new 2014 Silverado All-Star V6 for a total value of $5,250. See your local Chevy dealer today.
If you've got your crew in Miller Lite, you've got Miller time.
Fellas, finally, you made it.
But what if one of your crew is Questlove?
Then we brought more Miller Lite. Cool.
What do you guys want to hear?
What do you got?
Are you kidding me?
Round a Miller Lite from the ladies in the corner. Hey, boy.
You guys want to hit this house party? It's in Thailand.
Yes. It's not just a good time.
Honestly, I'm a little old-fashioned. I love chalk and erasers, but change is coming. All my students have the brand new and comes with Office as a real keyboard so they can do real work. They can use Bing Smart Search or its assignment. And the battery lasts and lasts, so after school they can Skype, play games, and my favorite, do homework. Change is looking for all.
Be precise. Be powerful. Victoria Azarenka and her Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light. Any light. A watch that never needs a battery. Citizen. Be unstoppable. Today's game is sponsored by the all-new 2014 Chevy Silverado. Strong for all the roads ahead.
Well, welcome back to Cleveland, Ohio. Pardon me there for a second, dropping my glove. You got to have those on here. You better. Now, here we are around the Christmas season, the holiday season. And, Brian, you remember that movie, A Christmas Story?
Classic. And I had no idea that it was filmed here in Cleveland until we got here. We had a great time seeing Ralphie's, the Red Ryder BB gun, and obviously that ugly leg lamp. I'll tell you, great fun. visiting over there here in Cleveland.
We're going to take a look at some of those pictures from Brian Billick's appearance over there. So many people were very excited.
Well, we talk about on Fox Sports 1, the one. Well, this was the one the other day, highlighting the Christmas story.
In the nation, sometimes bad things happen. But add brand new belongings from Nationwide Insurance and we won't just give you the partial value of items that are stolen or destroyed. We'll replace them with brand new versions. So you... Again, just another way we put first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation.
Nationwide is on your side.
Chevy year-end events, great time to buy an all-new Silverado.
This interior is incredible.
Man, that nav is perfect for my long trips up north this time of year.
Oh, how far up north?
Akron.
Akron's nice.
Chevy's giving more. This holiday season, Chevy's giving more during the calendar year-end event. Trade up to the all-new 2014 Silverado All-Star V6 for a total value of $52.50. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Not easy to part with her. With all the charmingly mistyped texts we've shared.
She's worth up to $300 in store credit.
Then it's Splitsville for us, baby.
Own the season. Trade in your old smartphone for up to $300 in-store credit. Walmart.
At NFL Network, we make football, and we make it 365 days a year. We make what you wake up to in the morning and rush home to at night.
A huge day in the NFL.
We make it about the ones you'll never forget.
Sometimes you just gotta look to the heavens and say, wow.
And the ones you don't know yet. Together, we make football, and football, and football, and football.
This place is going crazy.
NFL Network. Together, we make football.
American Idol returns Wednesday, January 15th on Fox.
Welcome back to frigid Cleveland, Ohio. A lot of the fans, after all the snow they had here over the last 48 hours, deciding they might want to watch this one on the tube. Of course, they sell out every single game right here in Cleveland. Great fans for so many years. Campbell, the Cleveland offense from the 20, play fake, and out of the backfield it's Obaniah, who is a very good receiver coming out of the backfield. That is his 42nd catch of the year, third most on the Cleveland team.
And we talked about Cleveland not being a really good rushing team right now, and understandably they've gone through a number of different backs. Willis McGahee not even up today. You could tell in visiting with the coaches, less the quarterback position that's had its own rotation. It's the lack of the consistent running game and consistent running back that had them bothered more than the quarterback position.
Handed off to Obaniah this time, and the rookie Jonathan Bostic, the rookie filling in for the injured DJ Williams there on the tackle. Mark Trestman, 54 years young, out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, in his first year after spending the last 5 years north of the border in the Canadian Football League, winning 2 Grey Cup titles with Montreal. And Rob Jasinski, born and raised in Toledo, Ohio, grew up a Browns fan. Left the cold to play collegiately at the University of Miami. Third down and 7. Incomplete. Josh Gordon was looking for a flag on Isaiah Fry, and it is a flag that is thrown.
Well, I think he got him coming out of the break. I'm going to hear the call first
from Jeff Tripler.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 31. The 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
He was in pretty good shape down the field here. You can see this matchup right here till Jason Campbell had to break contain, and just now as Jordan Cameron starts to come away, just gets that little bit of pull. Don't know that he needed it because I don't think it was going to be complete.
Jonathan Bostic putting heavy pressure on Campbell. Sacks has not been a big part of this Chicago defense this year. All their injuries, of course, they had Henry Melton go down very early on. Playmakers Briggs and Tillman slipping through some blockers. Up to the 34 is Edwin Baker. And let's check in for the first time today with Joel Klatt back in Los Angeles.
Tom, let's go to Atlanta, where Kirk Cousins, of course, gets the start for RG3, and he's going to cut that Falcons lead in half. Finds Fred Davis, 23-yard touchdown. Cousins' first of the season. It's 14-7 Atlanta now. Back to Cleveland. Tom, Brian, and Laura.
As we saw the Redskins earlier, Fred Davis was buried on that depth chart. A couple of times was inactive. Campbell just throws into coverage and easily intercepted by Zachary Bowman. Poor decision there by Campbell, who throws just his 4th interception of the season.
Just simply here in the slot again, breaks to the outside, ill-advised, and an out and up. I think he figured Jordan Cameron was going to out-jump him for the ball.
With McCafe, every day is full of delicious surprises. Savor the season with the rich, irresistible flavors of McCafe lattes and mochas. All made with 100% Rainforest Alliance certified espresso. Right now, indulge in the decadent new white chocolate mocha. And just for the holidays, the tradition of peppermint mocha is back. Both festive flavors are here, but not for long. There's something for everyone to love from McCafe.
Rolling Stone calls The Wolf of Wall Street one of the best movies of the year.
Trying to make a name for ourselves.
Scorsese's filmmaking is legally hilarious. The Wolf of Wall Street, rated R, starts December 25th.
Chevy year-end events, great time to buy an all-new Silverado.
This interior is incredible.
Man, that nav is perfect for my long trips up north this time of year.
Oh, how far up north?
Akron.
Akron's nice.
Chevy's giving more. This holiday season, Chevy's giving more during the calendar year-end event. Trade up to the all-new 2014 Silverado All-Star V6 for a total value of $52.50. See your local Chevy dealer today.
It's as simple as this. At BNY Mellon, our business is investments. Managing them, moving them, making them work. We oversee 20% of the world's financial assets, and that gives us scale and insight no one else has. Investment management combined with investment servicing, bringing the power of investments to people's lives. Invested in the world. BNY Mellon.
Today's game is sponsored by the new Windows, one experience for everything in your life.
3-3 game. Interception thrown by Campbell into the waiting arms of Zachary Bowman. So Jay Cutler and company get the ball from their own 40-yard line. Play action, Cutler looking down the field. Good coverage by Ward on Brandon Marshall, and Cutler took a shot from Phil Taylor.
And they put the extra lineman in for protection, but now it starts to close down around them with a play fake. This was just a two-man route, which is great if the protection holds up. If not, then you have limited options. And of course, every time Cutler hits the ground, you get up watching. Is his ankle okay? Is his groin okay?
Of course, that was the issue for Cutler when he first came to the Bears. All the sacks he endured over his first 3 years. And now a penalty against Chicago, a false start that'll back him up.
False start. Number 83, the offense. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
It's amazing all the areas when you have a vastly improved, despite, as you brought up earlier, a rookie at right guard and a rookie at right tackle the entire year. They've not only blocked better, but infrequently penalized. That is only their 6th false start this entire season.
43. Monday. Go.
All day to throw. That one sails on Cutler. And fortunate there wasn't a defender behind the intended target, Brandon.
And you can see with Jay Cutler gave a little bit of the chest hits. My bad.
I want to ask you. I asked you something earlier, and I never heard your answer about the wind is blowing from end zone to end zone.
Number 62 reports as an eligible receiver. Number 62 is eligible.
So it's either behind you, it's either in your face. Is that a big deal either way?
Well, typically your teams want to take the wind, obviously in critical situations. But as a quarterback, as a thrower, sometimes you like the wind in your face because you know what you're facing. If it's behind you, you lose control a little bit. You don't know how strong or how it's going to carry the ball. Sometimes you prefer it in your face.
Well, it's in Cutler's face here on 3rd and 15. And batted at the line of scrimmage, the Bears will punt. So unable to take advantage of the interception. 3 and out for Chicago. The first time the Browns have been able to slow down this offense.
I've been talking about not getting home with a 4-man rush, but you can see here it's beginning to get to it a little bit. The ball gets tipped subtly, but all of a sudden now this series, protection becoming a little bit more of a factor for Jay Cutler.
Looks like Paul Kruger got a paw on that throw from Cutler. So now Podlesh handles a low snap. And Poyer with a fair catch at the 22-yard line. Without a catch so far, the sensational Josh Gordon. Will they get him involved when we return?
I just love the new 2014 Chevy Malibu.
Yeah, it offers stop-start technology and an EPA-estimated 36 mpg highway.
Do you mind?
Oh, sure. I'm great with kids.
Yeah, we're next.
Great.
Chevy's giving more. This holiday season, Chevy's giving more. Get this 2014 Chevy Malibu LS for around $179 a month.
Be precise. Be powerful. Matt Kenseth and his Citizen Echo Drive, fueled by light, any light, a watch that never needs a battery. Citizen, be unstoppable.
Jim, you once stuffed a dryer 3 times past its limit. We admire your stuffing, Jim. You've inspired our new 3-cheese stuffed crust. Could have stopped at 2 cheeses, but we have no self-control. $12 for a large or any unstuffed for 10. Pizza Hut, make it great.
We make you easy to find. We make matching permissible. We make the most popular mall Santa in Pittsburgh. We make your favorite layer. We make it worth being good for 364 days. We make changing your last name one thing, but your team another. We make thousands of things that are more than just things. NFLshop.com. Get a special discount plus free shipping.
Josh Gordon leading the NFL in a number of categories. Overall receiving yards. And bear in mind, that's only in 11 games. He missed 2 games suspended earlier this year. Trying to set the all-time NFL record for receiving yards per game. They have not thrown it to him one time so far today. Out of the backfield, Whitaker met by Jennings after a gain of close to 5.
And they've had opportunities to get to Josh Gordon here, whether he's targeted or not. He's had some opportunities on the outside, gets off coverage there to the outside, and then rolls to the inside here. There's some opportunities, whether indeed Jason Campbell is going someplace else, figuring that the attention's going to go to Josh Gordon, but at some point, he's got to find him down the field.
Second down and 5. And they set up a screen to Baker, who makes a catch on the floater from Campbell. And he is just short of a first down and brings up 3rd down and a long one. Coming up January 3rd, one of the great bowl games of the year on Fox. 13th ranked Oklahoma State taking on James Franklin and 8th ranked Missouri. The AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic, Friday, January the 3rd, 7:30 Eastern Time, only on Fox. 3rd down and a yard. Browns have been very good in 3rd and less than 3 the entire year, but they're going to throw it on 3rd and 1. Under pressure, just thrown away. that tells you what the Browns must think of their running game against the worst running defense in the NFL. On 3rd and 1, they throw it.
Yeah, that one's got to be a little questionable. I know you want to go away from tendency, but still, you're talking about a Bears defense that has struggled mightily against the run, and to be able to just slip a little trap or draw in there.
DeMarco Murray last week on Monday night, 18 carries, ran for 146 yards. 6 consecutive games Chicago has allowed a 100-yard rusher, which ties an NFL record. Hester waiting on the punt from Lanning, and he'll let it bounce. And that costs him a handful of yards. 50-yard punt. The Browns and the Bears. A big one here today for Cutler in Chicago.
Be precise. Be powerful. Victoria Azarenka and her Citizen Echo Drive. Fueled by light. Any light. A watch that never needs a battery. Citizen. Be unstoppable.
We make 60 minutes of play something to remember.
We make it fun for everyone. We make 60 minutes of play a day our top priority.
Hey, JJ, can I go long?
Go long. That's my move. Hop on the bus at NFLRush.com.
Lock and load. Hooray. Enlisted. Friday, January 10th on Fox.
Well, we know Santa Claus and the reindeer are getting fired up for Christmas. A Christmas Story House. You were there yesterday here in Cleveland, Brian.
Oh, great fun. They had all sorts of people there. You had, wanted to find Ralphie and that Red Ryder BB gun, the world's ugliest leg lamp right there. And even the shed on the back. Classic Christmas story this time of year. Really had a great time. Everybody there was having a great time. A lot of Bears fans there yesterday.
During the holiday season, they get close to 4,000 visitors per weekend. It's the 30th year anniversary of that film. It was set in 1940s Indiana. 9-year-old Ralphie longing for that Red Ryder BB gun. I mean, it was like the senator walked in yesterday when Brian Dillon showed up there. Forte on first down, defended beautifully by the #1 pick, the rookie out of LSU, Arkevius Mingo. And this will be your Christmas card.
Oh, you better believe it now. You talk about a spiraling career. But it was great fun. It was great fun. That's going to be my Christmas card, if not this year, next. We had great fun over there. We appreciate it, folks.
And that is the one.
That is the one. Absolutely.
Not might be the one.
That is the one you're going to see on Fox Sports 1. I'm sure of it.
Possession after 2 very impressive possessions in the opening quarter for Chicago. And now it's high and intercepted off the fingertip of Marshall. Second interception for Gibson, who may take it to the house and does.
Well, you're going to see, again, Brandon Marshall seems to be the only guy Jay Cutler's going for right here. They kind of swab it out. He's there, but it just high and to the outside. I don't know if Jay Cutler is going to go to the outside. Then Jay Cutler kind of gets stepped on. That ankle's still an issue. Not real intent on wanting to keep this guy out of the end zone. Again, a missed throw. Huge difference in this game. come in. Can Jay Cutler stay away from the turnovers? So far, he has 2.
Well, both of his interceptions leading to Cleveland points. Kevin Hester jumping too early.
And Jay Cutler is a very confident quarterback, but I will tell you this, I don't care who it is, confidence can be veneer thin.
Offside. Defense. Cleveland is elected to penalize, take that 5-yard penalty on the kickoff.
But right now, Jay Cutler has to be thinking. He's a confident quarterback. This is my team. They've made it very clear cut. This is my team. The one thing I couldn't do is come in and turn the ball over, because that's not what they've done as a team the last month, and that actually has been the problem.
Now the point after by Cundiff is good. The first interception came in the end zone, ultimately leading to a field goal. This one straight cash into a touchdown, the first in the career of Deshaun Gibson.
Oh ma chérie, comment puis-je te montrer mon amour? Il ne suffit pas.
Let love shine. Dazzling diamond gifts she'll adore, starting at $199. Zales is the diamond store.
The amazing new iPad Air is here. And for the first time, it's at T-Mobile. So we're introducing something amazing of our own. While you use it on our network, every new iPad Air from T-Mobile comes with free 4G LTE data for life. Which means you can take your iPad Air even further than ever before. iPad Air, free data for life, only from T-Mobile.
4th down, Coach. What do we do? I'll tell you what we do. I want you to go on the field. Look for anything with an O. We will win this for Mother Russia! Coach, eat a Snickers. Why is that, Chief? You get a little loopy when you're hungry. Better? Better.
Now let's go for it! You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
American Hustle has more Golden Globe nominations than any comedy.
Come to mama, come on.
Oh my God. Including Best Picture of the Year.
An Arab sheik. How do you know the sheik? This is my friend Al from Queens.
I do aluminum siding and roofing.
American Hustle, rated R.
Ready to do this?
Yeah, we ready, babe.
Let's get it. I want you.
Jay Cutler and the Bears come in with an identical record of 7-6 as Detroit, but we brought up earlier that is not really a tie because Detroit swept the season series against Chicago, so they would own a tie break. 10-3 Cleveland lead. Hester coming up to get it at the 10-yard line, running it back the other way, still on his feet. Still on his feet and run out of bounds close to midfield. An excellent return by one of the great all-time return men. Cundiff was the guy who shoved him out of bounds.
Well, we said one thing couldn't happen with Jay Cutler is turnovers, both off of Connie tips. This one a little bit behind. Brandon Marshall gets tipped up in the air. Same one here, tipped up just enough for Gibson to get underneath it. Whatever the reason, whether it's the wind, whether it's the mechanics, not the follow-through, Mark Trestman, our Laura Oakman, said he doesn't deal in hypotheticals, that what if the turnovers come? Well, it's no longer a hypothetical.
180! 180!
On first down, that's a tight end, Martellus Bennett. And a gain of close to 3, wrapped up by T.J. Ward. Of course, Cutler now in his 5th season with Chicago. This year started the first 7 games. The Bears went 4-3 in those games. He injured his groin against Washington, was inactive the following week. And the week after against Green Bay, returned against Detroit, injured his left ankle, 4th quarter. has missed the last 4 games and is playing today for the first time since November the 10th. Forte on the catch with running room. And that's a first down to the Cleveland 33-yard line for Matt Forte, off to another big start here today.
You talk about the receiving. I want you to watch the blocking of Jeffrey and Marshall on the outside. Marshall seals the end there, and right there, Alshon Jeffrey doesn't exactly blow the guy up, but he gets in position. That's the thing that jumps out at me about these two big receivers. Not only are they the best tandem in the league catching the ball, this may be two of the best blocking receivers in the game.
Brandon Marshall certainly is about as good as it gets. Forte to the 30. When you look at some of the blocking put on display by Marshall, getting Chris Houston, allowing Forte some extra yards in Green Bay. Devon House. Then last week, the big hit on Sean Lee.
Look at this one. This is a knockout, very legal knockout blow. You know, there's a maturity about Brandon Marshall now that you love. When I had a Chris Carter and all that Chris was, when Randy Moss came in, he had to kind of become the big brother. You see that in Brandon Marshall now. Excellent interview with Aaron Andrews in the pregame show about how he's taken on that mantle with the young Alshon Jeffrey.
Cutler all day to throw, and once more a little bit high and unable to bring it down is Brandon Marshall. Third down.
There is no question Jay Cutler is not on the mark right now. The biggest thing I worry about with a quarterback when I see the ball sailing is the follow through there. Is he pushing off that angle? Does the groin injury, all but healed now, keep him from keeping those follow through mechanics? I don't care if it's tennis, I don't care if it's golf, I don't care if it's pitching. It's the follow throughs where you get your accuracy, and right now don't see that in Jay Cutler.
Cutler had a great first quarter, even with the interception in the end zone, but here in the second quarter, only 2 out of 7. For 7 yards and an interception, returned for a touchdown. Third down, blitz coming. He gets it away. Jeffrey on the crossing pattern, trying to dive forward after taking the hit. Needed to get to the 23 for a first down. The question is, did he get there?
This is going to be close and leads to what does Mark Trestman want to do? He's got to get something to get the juices flowing again for his offense. Does he go for it? If it's a little short, they've got to measure it. The chain box is on this side of the field, so it should be pretty easy to see whether they get it or not. This is going to be close.
Josh McCown doing a little politicking over there with a chain gang.
This will be an interesting call for Mark Trestman if it's a little short.
And it is a little short. What would you do putting on your coaching hat, Brian Biller?
I gotta get something going here on the road. I'm not sure I don't stay with it. I know Robbie Gould's pretty much money from this distance, but obviously having just thrown a pick 6, I gotta leave my offense on the field and give them a chance to kind of redeem themselves.
Well, Robbie Gould still standing down here, kicking into the net. And Jay Cutler wrapped up. Believe me when I tell you, maybe not as cold on here today as it was on Monday night in Chicago, but it is cold. Wind chill barely above 10 degrees, and they're going for it on 4th down.
Now, typically, you got to consider the quarterback sneak here, but on a quarterback with a gimpy ankle, a bad groin, and Matt Forte standing behind you, maybe you hand it off.
Bears are 6 of 10 on 4th downs this season. On 4th and 1, they are 4 out of 6. Not sure what Jeff Triplett, our referee, is talking about over on the near sideline. And we're set to go. 4th down and less than a yard for Chicago. Forte in the backfield. This is a false start for the Bears.
False start, number 17 in the offense.
Oh my gosh.
5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And that changes the decision made by Mark Trestman. Was going for it on 4th down and a yard, and now will kick the field goal.
Alshon Jeffrey at the top got nothing to do with what this play is going to be. all of a sudden he wants to go in. Boy, I don't know what the problem is with that. He's going into motion. He can stutter move like that. I'm not sure about that call. The ball wasn't snapped. You're allowed to go in motion. Clearly that's what he was doing.
46-yard field goal by Gold. And it is good. There's a penalty flag at the line of scrimmage.
Holding, number 98, the offense. The 10-yard penalty. They'll still be fourth down.
That's Corey Wooten. And I think Gold is looking over there saying, all right, I'm still good from this distance.
And if anybody could, it would be Robbie Gold. He's used to these conditions being in Chicago. But right now, Mark Trestman, he's thinking better of it.
And they've decided they're not going to try the field goal from that distance.
You know, and the wind is a factor here. But you go from 4th and inches to now this. The wind blowing right in his face. Decide instead. Remember, we saw him miss that one all but an indoors with that back and forth with the Minnesota Vikings.
Because that was a big controversy on 2nd down a couple of weeks ago, sending Gold out for the 47-yard field goal try. And Podlesh will drop it inside the 5-yard line, down by Sherrick McManus. So we're going to put a little asterisk by that entire sequence.
Well, right into here, this is where they're calling it. Again, goes from 4th and inches, and you're on the edge like that. You've got to spread out, but he hooks the guy coming off the edge. Looked like Barkevius Mingo coming off that edge. Got a little too much of a grip. That's tough on those edge protectors now, because you got to jam the inside gap and hold on the outside.
It was 4th down and less than a foot. Mark Trestman had made the decision to go for it. Jeffrey, for a false start, backed him up 5. Gold comes out, hits a field goal, but the penalty on Wooten backs him up even further. So they punt rather than coming away at the very minimum with 3. Now the Browns have the ball inside their own 5, under 5 to play here in the opening half. And Edwin Baker, playing in his first NFL game, gets a handoff and picks up 2.
You can see the penalties again. You can see at the top, and I question this a little bit. He's going in motion with just that little step. He didn't step forward. You're allowed that little step, and then on the right side again, you can see punches inside, reaches the outside. That was Barkevius Mingo on the outside, kind of tackles him as he goes down. That one was clear cut.
Bring it up. 2nd down and 8, throwing from his own end zone, and they drop it off to Obadiah. And he is just short, it looks like. Stopped by the leading tackler of the Bears, James Anderson. Needed to get up to, the 15-yard line, and he's about a foot short of that.
Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns. Few coaches are more committed to the screen game than is Norv Turner. They've already hit a couple here. Every place he's been has been productive.
Remember the last time on 3rd down and a yard, they threw the ball. Out of the I formation, they give it to the first man through. That's Obadiah. That's good enough for a first down up to the 17. Browns have all 3 timeouts remaining, along with a 2-minute warning. This drive started inside their own 5, and now they're up 12 yards better than that.
Well, Josh Campbell's had his issues with throwing the ball down the field as well. Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator, one of the best play calling coordinators and head coaches in this league for a long time, having to deal with the rotating cast at quarterback. Jason Campbell is current starter.
And Campbell steps up. Catch made by the backup tight end. That's Gary Barnidge. And he's up to the 34-yard line. That'll be another first down. Well, this is your game. This is your show. Join the guys on Fox Football Daily every weeknight for the best insights, analysis, and interviews on all of football. Fox Football Daily, weeknight 6 Eastern, only in America's news sports network, Fox Sports 1. Clock continues to run down to 2:15. first down for the Browns and all 3 timeouts here in the opening half. Jason Campbell to Little. Short pickup and run out of bounds up to the 40. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Cleveland on the move, leading the Bears 10-3.
Today's game is sponsored by Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL. Visa, turning football fantasies into reality. This is Walter.
Hey.
Hey.
How was your weekend? I had an awesome weekend.
This is Walter's secret life.
I'm Walter. Meet him.
Walter, where do you go?
This holiday season, he'll stop dreaming and start living.
Life is about courage and going into the unknown.
Where are you now? I'm on my way to a volcano.
The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
You want to go with me?
Rated PG in XD and other large format theaters.
Yeah, nice catch.
That's put a little heat on it.
All right, I'll pull a little something on it.
Want to win your own football fantasy? Just tell us. Then use your Visa card for a chance to win it.
Bose, official home audio sponsor of the NFL, takes you inside the game with sounds of the NFL.
Give me 3! Go, Eddie, sit on it!
Feel the beat of the NFL with Bose Sound. Discover how at Bose.com. Bose, game-changing sound.
Feel the beat of the NFL with the Bose Cinemate 1SR. One speaker under your TV and a wireless bass module to give you powerful sound that makes game day even better. Bose, game-changing sound.
The judges love each other, and it's really fun. I am impressed by the rocks that you got.
It's easy and fluid.
Do the worst one first.
So you want me to do the original one first?
Yes.
Okay.
The right combination of people come together and that chemistry is there. It's all brand new all over again.
You blow us away on the first song, I'd like to pick you up and hold you like a baby on the second.
I just want you close.
American Idol, the search for a superstar begins January 15th on Fox.
If somebody would have told you Josh Gordon and Jordan Cameron would not have a catch, only one targeted time between the two of them, and Cleveland would lead 10-3 in the 2-minute warning, you buying that stock?
No, and I don't believe it now, and I've been watching it.
Campbell on first down. Hit as he throws. On second down, I beg your pardon, and it's incomplete. Jeremiah Ratliff putting pressure on Campbell, which forced him to get rid of it a little earlier than he wanted to. So third down to try and keep this drive alive. Of course, Jay Cutler and the Bears hoping to force him into a punt and get the ball back. Bears have all 3 times.
This is still a nice drive by Cleveland. Remember, this started inside the 5 for them. So this has been good. They've been able to move it out, whether they convert here or not.
One-man rush. Better protection. And wide open was Gordon. And the ball off target. Let's check in back in Los Angeles with Joel Klatt.
Tom, let's head back to Atlanta, where Kirk Cousins playing very well. The pump down the sidelines on the money to Pierre Garçon, a 53-yard strike, and the Falcons only have a 3-point lead at 17-14. Back to Cleveland, Tom, Brian, and Laura.
All right, Joel, thanks much. After picking up 35 yards to begin that drive, Cleveland forced a punt. Kester letting it bounce. And it will be down to the 25-yard line. Penalty flag is on the play. I beg your pardon, Brian. Well behind the line of scrimmage. Bears are saying this is against the kicking team.
Prior to the kick, holding number 59 of the kicking team. 10-yard penalty, re-kick.
That's Tank Carter.
And they definitely want to give Devin Hester another chance to get better yardage So they're going to make him kick it again. This will be an interesting test for Mark Trestman with Jay Cutler, depending upon where they get the ball. Minute 40, they're going to have all 3 timeouts left. How aggressive they want to let Cutler put the ball down the field, given the way the game has started.
Cutler standing right over there next to that heater. Off the side of the foot, short punt by Carter. And it will be down at the 34, so that's an 11-yard differential. After the first punt was down at the 25.
Well, Jay Cutler, my guess is they're going to let him have at it. Right now, Jay Cutler, you're going to see the ball is just sailing a little bit on him. And because of it, it gets tipped up for the turnover there. Same thing, the ball gets away from him here, just over the outreached hand of Brandon Marshall. That turned into a pick 6. And one more here. Ball off target, way too high. No chance for Brandon Marshall to come down with that one. Don't know the reason for it, but the accuracy clearly is not there for Jay Cutler right now. He's going to have another opportunity now with 3 timeouts to get him down to scoring position.
It's interesting, he came out so sharp when he had the wind at his back, going 7 of 8 in the opening quarter for 100 yards. And here in the second quarter with the wind in his face, really struggling. And a lot of running room for Cutler. He will tiptoe out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Clock stops with 1:21 to play in the half.
And we've seen Jay Cutler on a number of instances who's very good at the 2-minute and at the end of the half, end of the game as well. We were at the game against the Minnesota Vikings when they were at home. He was able to take him the length of the field and get a throw to Martellus Bennett for the touchdown. He is good at this, where he can use that individual talent of his to find that open receiver on what is usually a passive defense.
43. Go.
Only a 4-man rush. Jump ball for Marshall, and he comes down with a football. Marshall dragged down by Hayden at the 12. All 6'4" of Marshall against the 5'11" Joe Hayden.
And that's just the type of throw you're talking about. Put the ball up on the rim.
The flag. Holding number 23 of the defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
And you can understand Joe Hayden having to hold on to the 6'4" Brandon Marshall. He's given up about 5-6 inches and about 40 pounds. He said he wanted to muscle up with this guy on his man-to-man. He's an excellent cover corner, but obviously the size differential, the vertical jump, tough duty for Joe Hayden.
Now first down. And Cutler drops it off to Earl Bennett. He's down to the 5-yard line. That'll be a gain of 8. And the clock now down to a minute, continuing to run.
And both these corners against the big receivers of the Chicago Bears. 6'4", 230 for Brandon Marshall. 6'3", who's actually closer to 6'4", 216. Hayden's 5'11". Screen is only 5'9". That is a tough combination for those guys to be as physical as they like to be one-on-one. And right here, he's right there. But this is the trouble with big receivers. You can have them covered, and they're still open and out muscling you for the ball.
I'm curious if you're surprised the Bears huddled up there. They burned 30 seconds. And it doesn't matter. On the next play, they go to the end zone and a touchdown to Brandon Marshall. Perhaps that's why they huddled up.
Well, and you've got the timeouts, so you've got all the time you need with the timeouts to work the clock. And again, we see Jay Cutler, Brandon Marshall. I don't know whether it's by design, whether Jay just happens to be looking there, but it is all Brandon Marshall when it comes to Jay Cutler right now. He's on the outside. He just runs a little pivot route. Earl Bennett on the inside, going to clear it out. Just a hard stick into the outside. Jay Cutler actually a little behind him on the throw. Joe Hayden just about got his hand in there. Jay Cutler needed to lead him just a bit more. But again, with the big Marshall Brandon as a receiver, you got a big sweep spot.
Going after to try and tie it up by Robbie Gould. And it is good for Joe Hayden. He's been matched up against Pro Bowl receivers 6 times this year. That is the first touchdown he has allowed against a Pro Bowler. And Brandon Marshall, very much a Pro Bowler.
And you got to give Jay Cutler credit here. This thing has not started out well. He knows there's a lot of people question putting McCown down on the bench as well as he's been playing. He throws the couple interceptions, yet still, you know what? You keep your cool. I'm inside of 2 minutes. I'm going to take my team the length of the field. I've done it plenty of times, and he did it here again.
Well, really, you've seen what Bears fans have seen from time to time out of Jay Cutler since he came from Denver. We've seen some good. We've seen some bad. We've seen some ugly.
And in fairness, too, now, Jay Cutler, and it's not right, it's not wrong, but it's not like he engenders a lot of support from the fans, so to speak. He's got a little bit of a coolness to him. That is his personality. That's his right. The fans have not exactly warmed to him, and they always love the backup. That's always the case. McCown's been very solid for him, but we see here in this final drive, now they got to build on it, no question, that Jay Cutler has the kind of ability. As a quarterback, we just have to see the consistency. You've got to stay away from the turnovers.
10-10 game, 24 seconds left, and once more the ball blows off of the tee.
We talked about it in the open, the support of the organization, the head coach Mark Trestman, even Josh McCown. That was the best part of it. Just consistently said, hey, Jay Cutler's the starter. I understand that. I'll hold the fort down until he comes back.
Whitaker at the goal line. And up to the 22. We understand Kurt Menefee is working away around that control room to tell us what's coming up on the Visa halftime report. Kurt.
I'm coming to you from the Emmy Award-winning audio booth here at Fox. And coming up on the Visa halftime, a key AFC East game between the Patriots and the Dolphins, plus those other guys, will join me on the Visa halftime. Hey, I wonder what this button does. Oops.
All right, it's all coming up away. You get to this time of the year, Brian, and so many teams, of course, they have to win their game. They need help maybe from somebody else to try and get into the playoffs. Bears trying to get there under their first-year coach, Mark Trestman. And now Edwin Baker up to the 38-yard line. And the Browns are going to spend one of their 3 remaining timeouts.
Well, you run a play in that situation, clearly saying, okay, let's go into half and regroup, and all of a sudden now you crank one off. So their intention was to let's just get out of the half, let's regroup a little bit after giving up a drive for a touchdown. But now all of a sudden you get this thing with 10 seconds. They have 2 timeouts left. You have time to put the ball anywhere you want. Maybe get it into position for a long field goal, or at the very least to try to throw up a Hail Mary. You've got to be about the 45, 50-yard line before you try a Hail Mary, or you're wasting your time.
Are you a little surprised the Browns have not probed in the running game a little bit more, even without their lead back McGahee this week?
I would be, except you got the sense from the Browns there's not a lot of confidence in their running game right now.
It'll be a false start.
We commented on how few penalties there were in the first quarter.
Prior to any false start, timeout, Chicago. Their first, a 30-second timeout.
Okay. So they got the time in before the penalty. That yeah, very clean first quarter. The second quarter obviously falling apart a little bit. But Mark Trestman, you know, it's the tough decisions these coaches have to make. The thing I'll give credit to Mark Trestman about, he was unwavering in saying this is the course of action that we're going on. The last thing you want as an organization, the hardest thing to overcome is a change at the quarterback position, either due to play or to injury. And that controversy, now, you can control it as an organization. You don't have a lot to say when it comes to the fan and us in the media talking about it. That is going to be what it is. But they were incredibly consistent about tampering down the issue of the quarterback, saying from get-go that Jay Cutler was their guy.
With Josh McCown, 3 consecutive games, had thrown for 348 yards or more. Was named the NFC's Offensive Player of the Week after his Monday night game. And he goes to the bench. Obanaya to the 48-yard line, and 2 seconds left. So perhaps we will see some semblance of a Hail Mary here.
You know, and to be honest with you, quarterbacks hate this, because now they're going to throw up a Hail Mary. It's as apt to be as intercepted as not, and that's going to go on their total. And it used to irritate me. You practice, you say, look, we're going to take our shot, and then the quarterback comes in and throws it out of bounds. You know, hey, if you're going to do that, man, tell me. I'd have handed it off so we can get more running stats or something, but don't just throw the Hail Mary out of bounds.
Bears dropping a pair of safeties, and now a third inside the 5-yard line. 3-man rush. Campbell just going to step up and air it out. Out of bounds, and that's the way the first half will come to an end. Jay Cutler comes back for the first time in over a month. It's on 13 out of 19. A touchdown, a pair of interceptions, both interceptions leading to all 10 Cleveland points.
All in all, they've got to feel good about where Jay Cutler is right now.
10-10. Let's go to Kurt Menefee and the gang in LA. The Visa halftime starts now.
Welcome to the Visa Halftime Report. What's your football fantasy?
Well, the Visa halftime starts now. Our review of the Week 15 scores so far starts right now as well. Seattle at the Giants.
All right, Commissioner Goodell, I was going to say Pete Goodell. Roger Goodell on the left side, Pete Carroll. Eli Manning, the pickoff 2 times in the first half. Great job by Richard Sherman going up and getting that ball at the high point, 3-0. It is at this point the Seahawks. And then Marshawn Lynch takes the pitch, goes out right. Now you think he's down right here. Nope, great effort. Finally gets into the end zone. Tough 2-yard touchdown run. Seahawks 13-0 on top of the Giants. Eagles at the Vikings. Adrian Peterson hugging Christian Palmer. Peterson out, of course, with a foot injury. So it's Matt Castle. Matt Castle to Greg Jennings. All the way across from the left side to the right side. Post route. Actually looks like a corner route from this other end. Castle goes 9 for 9 on that drive. 17-9 Vikings on top of Philadelphia. Jim Harbaugh on the left and Greg Schiano, head coach of Tampa Bay, on your right. Hey, Colin Kaepernick, roll right, roll, come up, get him, not too late. He finds Michael Crabtree, 4-yard touchdown, 7-0 49ers. Now, Colin Kaepernick got one of the strongest arms you've ever seen, folks, from the 40-yard line. This ball goes 62 yards in the air, finds Vernon Davis on a 52-yard touchdown. He survives the wall, 17-7, 49ers. Awfully impressive in the first half.
All right, Kirk Cousins gets his first start for the Redskins. They're down by 3 to the Falcons as they approach halftime. Also, New England up 10-7 at the break. They lead the Dolphins. The Texans look like they're on their way to their 12th consecutive loss, trailing big in Indy, while the Buffalo Bills lead by a touchdown at Jacksonville. All right, Visa play of the first half. It's Cleveland's Tashawn Gibson picking off Jay Cutler and returning it for a pick 6. 44 yards on that score. Second half of your game from Cleveland. After this, sitting alongside Terry.